Heyo, this is Strako, and today I'm going to be making what is absolutely my first solo attempt at Arch-Tempered Devil, the Empowered Gaping Jaw. Now, I was gonna not do these in any particular order, and that's still the plan, but for these limited time events, I want to make at least one video of fighting them. Because, it's just for fun, and this is probably what people are most interested in right now anyway. I'm a little late because I lost power for 3 days, but let's get right into it with the build. First, we have start with a Wraith Calling Bell. This is very helpful for our next relic, which is attack power permanently increased for each Evergal prisoner defeated. Doing Evergals early can be kinda difficult, especially as Duchess, who doesn't have any real damaging abilities. You can buy the exact same relic from a shop that unlocks when you beat Hard Mode Gaping Jaw for the first time. It has attack power permanently increases for each Evergal prisoner defeated, treasure marked on map, and Stone Sword Key in possession at start of expedition. If 3 people bring these, you can go blitz 3 different Evergals and get them done instantly. I think if you do all the Evergals on the map, it's like a 40% attack increase. It is insane. And finally, we have Dagger Chain Attack reprises on nearby enemies, and my starting dagger inflicts frost. I always run some sort of status on my starting dagger as Duchess, because otherwise her damage just does not feel like... Well, I mean, calling it damage what she has is kind of a lie. This is the main build that I run when I play for fun, and we'll talk about it a little bit more once we get into it. First thing I want to show off about my spawn, too, is if you notice, I have the mountain activated. There's actually a very good reason for that. It's because the mountain... where is this bird taking me? Brother, that flight was illegal. The mountaintop has a lot of anti-dragon effects that you can get. As always, upon landing, you want to blitz level 2 as quickly as you can. If you don't, you functionally can't do anything. It sucks not being level 2. Here's a great example of just how much stronger the bell is than I am. Yeah, it one-shots them, whereas I, 8-shot them. But hey, I'm not going to complain, because this bell existing is why I can actually get, any of these, Evergals done early. But I'm going to try and get all of these churches in a reasonable time frame, and then by night 2, I want to be able to go to the mountaintop. Because the mountaintop is definitely the slowest of the areas to complete. Okay, it might be... The mountaintop might actually be faster than, the big city, but the big city has a lot more stuff that you can do at a low level than the mountain. Alright, so notice how I'm not doing damage, and I forgot to get level 2. What that means is I'm gonna dump all my FP on the spell, dodge and replay, and then we're gonna go get level 2, like I forgot to do, and we're gonna hop back up, because I'm not dealing damage. You might say, is it really that big of a difference? Yes. As I've said, the difference between level 1 and level 2 is 40 levels worth of stats. If you don't make a point of doing this, dude, that would have one-shot me at level 1. I'm playing a dangerous game here with the spell. The bell has a 3-hit... Calling it a combo feels a little bit disingenuous, but it has a 3-hit chain of 1, 2, 3. And then it comes out a little bit slower. I like to only do 3 at a time, and then reset and find somewhere safe, and then do another 3. But yeah, if I didn't have this bell, this enemy in particular is very, very resistant to frostbite. I almost certainly wouldn't have been able to actually win. Okay, yeah. Oh, buckler parry. That's insane. Alright. I found a pretty good hole there. And then this is one of my favorite jump springs, because if you look, when you get a fortress spawn next to this jump spring, there you go. That Lord Spore Knight was not ready for that. Oh, shoot. Stop it. Okay, I was gonna say, I might actually get hit here. That gets me out of the corner. That's going to hit both of them with Frost. Sorry for spinning the camera, but I need to try to keep track of a lot right now. Firebomb. Firebomb. Lightning Grease. I don't really know why I used it, but, you know, Lightning Grease. Okay, dude. Yeah, the Everdark Gaping Jaw is interesting because poison doesn't really affect him that much. It still does decent damage, but it doesn't stop him like it normally would. So instead, the biggest thing that you need to try and worry about is getting as strong as you can as quickly as you can. And that makes the Gals a great option because they're just, well, one, there are a lot of runes. Two, they can have some pretty crazy effects. But lastly, they have that ability where just clearing them will give you a buff. Like, and not a small one. 5% per Evergal, I believe, is insane. If you don't have the mountaintop especially, I think if you clear every Evergal, you get 40%, a 40% damage increase? Yeah, because 1, 2, 3, 4, and then normally there's a 5. So it is always worth it to clear those and run this relic if you don't have something else to run. I'd say it's one of the more consistent ways that you can actually succeed as well. Oh, I don't have the bell equipped. Another thing that I really like about the bell, right, is it makes these flying enemies not insufferable. I hate these flying things, dude. They were annoying in Nightreign, or they were annoying in base Elden Ring. In Nightreign, they went out of their way to make them just not interact with you. And it sucks. Alright, we're gonna stealth, because I feel like I'm getting stalked right now. Hey, yo, yo, yo! I am invisible, thank you. Ooh. Dude. Go off. I'm gonna have to meet them. Like I said, you get 3 dings, and then it kind of resets. You know what? I'm playing a dangerous game here for no reason. Hey, look, that death brought to you by that fun mechanic where if you stop running and try to turn around, you get this annoying slide that does not let you move. Anyway. It's no big deal. We can still win this. It's just frustrating. Maybe I should be using the Nagakiba, honestly. I think they're weaker to Blood Loss than Frost. Oh, boy. That's interesting. Is that a healing one? Yeah. No, as for me, I got a comment asking, am I a game developer? Well, let me actually lock in for a second. I got a comment asking if I was a game dev, and the answer to that is no, but I have made a game. Actually, I've made 2, but one is just Blackjack, which I don't think I want to count. Blackjack is me doing anything. Like, it's Blackjack. So what I mean by that, right, is I've always really liked video games, right? I mean, I think that's obvious because I talk about them with quite a bit of passion, but I've loved them from a design perspective. Me, I'm actually a full-stack developer. I have worked in almost every single possible, like, app development, web development, whatever that you can picture. Let me just focus up for a second. It really sucks that I keep getting enemies that require, like, poise breaking as Duchess. Because, like, where's my poise breaking? I don't have a single strength weapon. I guess I could parry, especially if she's gonna just do that. But even parrying them doesn't count as breaking their posture. Fun fact, you just get a parry. So, pointless. If you two-hand your weapon, you won't bounce off these guys. Pretty simple tip, but, like, you never know what people don't know. They also are not immune to frostbite, although I believe they're immune to bleed. But since they're not immune to frostbite, I can do this. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna say, they're definitely not immune to frostbite. They're just resistant. But yeah, I've been a programmer for about 10 years now. I started when I was 15, just, like, doing WordPress site updates and changes for people. Like, little things, like, oh, could you make this banner look better? And I kept working at it and working at it. Eventually, I got picked up by a small company where they saw something that I made and said, hey, we actually think we could use you. We're getting rid of our app dev department, and, like, can you finish out these app development? Or, it was called app dev, but they didn't make apps. They made, any software, like web apps, I suppose, not phone apps, which is what most people think of. So I went in and I said, oh my god, for, I think it was 35 an hour. Yeah, I'll do that. Fresh out of high school, making 35 an hour. And my god, I was not good enough at this shit to have taken that job. It was the single most stressful time of my life. But, you know, as with anything, you keep working at it and you'll get pretty good. So that's what I did. I stayed with that for about 2 years, and then I left and I started finding my own projects, talking to people, and building applications for them that way. So I've made internal management systems for people. I've built, I've made pretty major integration upgrades where, like, somebody wants to move from one system to another. And overall, yeah, I've been doing that for about 5 years now, yeah. So since I left that other job. And only recently did I decide, hey, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I kind of started doing this because I needed money and liked it. So I wanted to give YouTube a proper shot. But as for game development, I made a game called Flicker Ninja, which is a phone game, actually, where you flick to move a ninja. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. But, I'm really proud of it. I look back on it, and when I was making it, I always saw it as, like, I'd see the flaws in it. Like, the art isn't good. The art still is not good if you decide to check it out. But it was made by one person. And it was made by one person before AI was even really a thing. So it's not like I could just Google, oh, how does this work? I had to figure it out the hard way. And it's got tons of programming mistakes in it, don't get me wrong, but I think it also shows very well how I think of games. More runes from defeated enemies is the only thing that makes sense here. Like, you can see that each level is designed very intentionally. So, the main enemy that I made are just little enemy ninjas that will throw a shuriken at you, and you're supposed to dodge it. Well, one of the biggest limitations of a 2D game is that you don't have the ability to show the player what's coming up and give them time to prepare for it. So when you attempt to make a fast-paced 2D game, it's very easy to accidentally make something incredibly frustrating. So with my level design, what I made a point of doing is, if you always jump at the first enemy ninja that you see, and kind of treat them like a chain, so you jump at them, you dodge their attack, you jump at them again. Jump at them, dodge their attack, jump at them again. Most of the levels will get you through them safely by following that pattern, which lets you, one, feel cool because you're attacking like a ninja and dodging shurikens, which, you know, feeling cool is one of the more overlooked but powerful aspects of a game. Like, sometimes people just want to feel like they're cool. When you feel like you're a nerd getting styled on by basic AI enemies, that's a very different game feel. Yeah, it also is very difficult. Like, to get used to it and actually get good at it is a challenge. And it's not, like, insane, but I've had a lot of playtesters where they get stuck for a bit and can't beat a level. It has a few other things I'm proud of, like, a cheats system, which aren't actually cheats, but instead, what I did was there's collectibles, these collectible scrolls, because this is very much inspired by older games. And if you collect the scrolls, what they do is different amounts of scrolls will unlock new, I call them cheats, but they're not really cheats. They're just little modifiers to the game to make it more fun. Or if not more fun, just to exist. So one example is Speed and Speed Plus. Very simple. They make the ninja just faster. The game is not balanced around you being faster, so you give up some control for the sake of speed. Awesome. The other one that I made is a joke one. It's called No Brakes. What this one does is it makes it so that you... Normally the way the game works, right, is when you hold down on your phone, the ninja preps to do a jump. When you then you swipe in a direction, and based on the distance of your swipe, the ninja will jump in that direction at varying speeds. So if you drag a very long line, he moves pretty quick. If you make a very short swipe, he makes a little micro adjustment. And you float in midair, slowly falling down, while you hold down the button. That way, just to give you, the most control. Here's my favorite boss to have the spell on, by the way. This is a miserable fight without ranged. I don't think I really need to talk too much here. Although I do need to not get death blighted. And he's dead. Yeah, one of the pellets hit him in the face. Insta-killed, basically. Dragon Wound upon Dragon Communion. I don't have Dragon Communion, but I'm going to take that because the Gaping Jaw is a dragon. That's why I'm here. So if I could find a seal that has a dragon effect, I will gladly pick it up just to get the dragon buff on my armament. It will help a lot. Anyway, like I said, we're going to be booking it straight, well, I guess first to this church, and then to this tree, and then to the mountain. We don't have time to dilly-dally. Being level 10 is actually super nice here. That means I'm doing a very good job, especially solo. If you're level 9 or 10 at the end of day 1, you're doing good. Just full stop. This might be a good place to get a talisman, so I'm going to just loot it really quickly. There we go. Yeah. So, you stop, though, when you touch the screen. Makes it very easy to have fine control. I put a joke cheat code in called No Brakes. It makes it so that when you touch the screen, you don't stop. But in exchange, you can gain infinite momentum by just swiping repeatedly. So if you keep swiping to the right, you'll get faster and faster going to the right. It's uncontrollable. The game is not meant to be played like this. None of the levels are designed around it. And unlike other games, you can't argue that with me. If you like it, cool, but I'm the designer. Levels are not designed for you to use this power, but it's a completely new way of playing. And I feel like in recent times, people have stopped doing that with cheat codes. Cheat codes weren't just invincibility. They were goofy things that were a ton of fun to play around with. I kind of miss the old days, honestly, but now I feel old. Is this my second demi-human queen? Damn. Got some royal problems going on. I have the thing where my charge attacks are better, which makes it just make sense to keep doing this. Yeah, that's kind of my story. I've always loved learning, and I needed money, so I became a programmer. It's fun. I like doing new things every day. There are some people where, they find comfort in routine. That's never me. I like going in, not knowing exactly what I'm going to be doing, and just doing it. I find that to be very fun. Yep, got that church. Awesome. We're going to take that tree, get a third church, and then into the mountain pass, where I can actually show off a very cool trick that I'm probably going to be making a short on. Well, the other thing I actually wanted to talk a bit about, because it's on my mind, might have mentioned it before, but I lost power for 3 days, barring, like, coming out of a storm. It, one, I didn't realize how addicted I am to the internet, but, you know, not for nothing. But it's not really the internet. Without power, I can't work. And that's whether I want to make YouTube videos or I want to do something else. Like, I'm a programmer. I lose power and I just, like, I think I worked out, ate, and slept, and that was it for 3 days because all my friends also work. I'm 25. They have lives. So, like, without power, I don't get, oh, it's time for more time with friends. I get, oh, let me just, like, clean the house, I guess. Great. Not that it's a bad thing to clean, but not really thrilling either. I've never come at this from this side. It's gonna be unique. Is there a spring to jump up? Of course not. Alright, well, this is rough. At least we get a treasure chest right here. So, in losing power for 3 days, I kind of lost my backlog, right? Like, I had a whole backlog of content, and I felt very secure in it, because it was just like, oh, yes. I've got all these live commentaries pre-done, whatever. I couldn't record for 3 days, and suddenly those 4 videos or so that I had done were just not anything. I didn't realize there was a camp here. I've never explored that. Oh, I will one day. So yeah, I lost my entire backlog. I'm gonna focus up and actually finish the story. Don't you guys worry, I'm working on it. Getting better at live commentary by the day. One of the hardest things to do, right, is to just start. That goes for anything. That goes for exercise, that goes for, like, that goes for doing personal projects, that can go for anything you want to do in life. It is always very difficult to start from nothing. It takes so much mental prep to get started. And I felt that super hard with this. Like, I didn't feel comfortable going back into doing more live commentaries after a 3-day break. And I felt kind of overwhelmed because it was like, well, I lost my backlog, now I'm behind again. And you have to recognize that, okay, it sucks, but just do it. Always, 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 if you want to get anything done, the best thing that you can do is stop overthinking it and just do it. There's the anti-dragon effect. This is the dragon you kill to get it. And here is, in my opinion, the fastest way up the mountain. Actually, we're going to hold off on that because I want to get this mini-boss over here, too. He doesn't give anti-dragon, but he does die and give runes and give an item. And with my current loadout, I don't believe I'm going to have time to kill the big dragon anyway. There's a big dragon up there. Spoiler alert. He resists everything except blunt if you're using melee weapons. I don't know his resistances to magic. I just know that this exact fight was in base Elden Ring and also annoying as hell. I just screwed myself for no reason. Alright, well, you'll see why. Yeah, it was very demoralizing to lose my backlog, but that's not a reason to stop. Like, at some point, I just had to sit down and go, alright, I need to record a video if I'm serious about YouTube, and I am very serious about it now. Like, I've played around with this in the past, but I want this to work badly. And that means that I have to just accept, okay, well, I'm not going to be perfect at it, just do it. And that's how I've done everything, really. But with programming, I was never held to my own standards. I was held to the standards of the person who I was making stuff for. So I didn't have to think, oh, is this good enough for me? I would just do what they asked. Right? And as long as I was doing what they asked, it was like, well, I don't really care about how their business is handling X, Y, or Z. I guess just this. I don't really care about how their business handles X, Y, or Z. All I really care about is, are they happy with what I made for them? Now that I'm making my own content, I have to fight with my own standards. And perfection is the enemy of production. If you spend time worrying about is it perfect, you just won't get things done. And especially once you have a backlog, I feel, once you have a backlog where you feel like you're behind, that's where things can get very overwhelming for most people. And unfortunately, the answer is still the same. Take a deep breath, stop thinking about how much work it is, and just get started. Because once you get started on a thing, it is very easy to keep going compared to initially, like, the effort it takes to get started. Anyway, watch this. Fuck. That's not exactly what I wanted to show off. Oh well, I have another clip. But notice that I took no damage from that. That is important. Damn, everyone's trying to play Recluse to do this. Yeah, there is a trick that you can do to take 0 damage from Frostbite and not lose your ultimate. And I'm probably going to make a short on it because I think it makes just this mountain area so much less annoying. Dying to Frostbite just sucks. It technically works for Blood Loss as well. I'm pretty sure Deathblight just kills you because it's Deathblight, so I wouldn't try it on that. Yeah. But, ooh, another thing I've been, kind of surprised with, right? You would not believe how much it can get to you, even if you're not really the type who's on social media a lot. And I'm not. I almost exclusively talk to my friends and just enjoy the things that I want to enjoy. Which I feel is a way to live your life that will make you a lot happier. You don't need other people to like what you like to enjoy just whatever it is for what it is. That's a lost art for many a people. I don't really know why. I take half frostbite damage, which is super helpful. I also deal 0 damage, which is super not helpful. Let's try out the Wraith Calling Bell, actually. Alright, that might be better damage than my charged heavy attacks. Fair enough. Ooh, and it keeps me safe from dying to this. But while I cheese this thing out with the bell... like... it has surprised me how much I care about what people are thinking about my videos now that they're starting to gain some traction. There is a certain liberty in nothing that you're doing being very popular, where, like, you don't have to care about if other people are enjoying it. You don't have to really... or, I almost missed that because of getting frostbitten. I would have been so sad. But when nothing that you're doing is popular, you don't have to worry, oh, how is my audience going to feel about this? You just do whatever you want. The second that you've got a little bit of an audience, and let me stress, I only have a little bit of an audience, it is so much scarier. Power of this is just an increased crit damage thing. This doesn't work on what I'm fighting. Blade of Calling is the best. But yeah, it is so much scarier to do things. And I'm not even saying I'm scared. It's just like, man, before I wouldn't even think about how what I'm making is going to land with other people, other than I feel like it's good enough and I'm happy to make it. Now I've stopped and I'm like, oh, but if I make a live commentary and people are watching for the sake of my analysis videos, is that going to land poorly? And, I mean, the right answer is, or the answer that I've come to is, hey, you always knew that this was a possibility. What you need to do now is just, okay, let yourself be a little bit like, holy shit, this is working. That's fair. But don't get too caught up in it. Make the videos that you believe in and go from there. Like, don't... I'm falling. I don't want to die in the storm. That would be so sad. Don't overcomplicate it, basically. Trust that what you're doing is good, because I think what I'm doing is good. Maybe not perfect, definitely, as you could probably tell. But I always make videos that I feel are worth making. And I'm proud of that. Whether they're parody or, like, live commentary or just talking about life. I don't know, like, maybe my next live commentary, I'll talk a little bit about what I think you should do if you want to be a programmer. Because that type of stuff is just interesting to me, and I don't mind sharing. Anyway, I actually have beaten this fight before in multiplayer. I've only made a couple of attempts in single player, because, like I said, I haven't had power for most of this event, which is super annoying. But I've only made a couple of attempts in single player, and for the most part, I just felt like I just got really tragic runs. Like, that's all it really is. I got a bunch of fights that I just didn't have gear for. I died a lot early on because I wasn't spawning next to camps for whatever reason, so I couldn't get level 2. And this fight is just kind of hard. It doesn't help that Duchess, as much as I like playing her, she's not bad. She's definitely not bad. Don't let people psyop you into saying, oh, Duchess is trash. But, like, compared to Iron Eye, I don't know, man. Compared to even, like, a Guardian, it's very easy to mess up as this character, and then your run's just kind of over. But God, I love the double dodge. It's just so much fun. And that's what matters at the end of the day. It's not, is it meta? It's, are you having fun? And I am. Always, always, always deal not a ton of damage to him at the start, but some. It makes the rest of the fight so much easier. Because the second that you kill all of the knights, he's going to phase change on you. I just activated that early. And when he phase changes, you feel the difference. This is easily the best damage and build I've gotten to here with, though, so that's pretty hype. I'm believing I can do it. Now, Duchess is double dodge, right? You get to keep your attack chain going if you only dodge once. With daggers specifically, I think you just do a roll attack if you're using any other weapon. Oh, maybe not. Oh, is that just any weapon? Well, it's hard to tell when I'm getting one shot. Dude, chill. No, okay. As Duchess, if you do a single dodge, you keep your attack chain going with any weapon, not just daggers. Which makes it so that she is the best user of chain finisher abilities. I hate Stormveil Knights. Like, bar none. We're going to actually follow my own advice, and I'm going to kite this guy around a little bit to get some extra hits on the Outland Commander without him phase changing. Is he phase changing now? Oh, now he is. So watch out. Yeah, but one problem, and this is a genuine problem with playing Duchess, right? You do not get very good iframes base. You get 8 iframes on your dodge. Like, to give that some perspective, Guardian gets 10. That is so little. Another thing I like about the bell, by the way, you can kind of prime shots like this. So now, before all of those hit, I add in that, and then I, bam, replay all of that, and he's dead. I don't know. With this character, I have a lot of fun, but I feel like I'm kind of always fighting to try and make her look good. Raises potency of sorceries and incantations. Raises physical attack. Let's go. Well, yeah. The biggest reason I've not fought the Gaping Jaw more is that, when I wanted to make this my first multiplayer video, actually. Like, I had a friend that I was talking to the whole time. It was a lot of fun. Like, man, there was even this crazy twist in the one that, like, I might even make a video out of, even though the audio's messed up. But we kept on having crashes and stuff happen in multiplayer, which I'm hoping gets resolved. Like, I'm hoping that it's because they're trying to, like, update the servers, because, this is the final day of the Everdark Sovereign. Gaping Jaw. After this, it's going to be the Centaur Man. And I've tried multiple times to make a video out of this, but between losing power and everything else, it's just not worked. Oh, I can't have two of these, okay. Honestly, upgrade my dagger. I just may as well. Yeah, it's just not worked out, which sometimes that happens. But yeah, this fight is hard. Poison doesn't really do much against him. And I'm gonna hopefully make this a win. But if not, I'm happy to make a video on him. I feel like I showed off the best that you can do without getting lucky with, like, poison or legendary weapons. And I think we have a real shot at winning because, remember, we do bonus damage to dragons. So this is you're gonna see, between the Evergowls and the anti-dragon effect on my weapons, I'm gonna hit him really hard. But that doesn't matter, because he's also going to hit me really hard. But overall, I'm just happy that I got this out, and yeah, so I'm a programmer, full stack developer, and currently have enough money and free time to give YouTube a real shot, so that's kind of what I'm doing. Let's focus up. Let's focus up starting now. Brother. Considering dying for the full heal. Oh my god! Well, there's my death for the full heal. Okay. We're gonna just dodge that. And that. Duchess makes dodging blue attacks much easier than any other character. You can jump that. I think jumping these are actually much more consistent than rolling them. You can do both, but jumps are just better at it. I don't know why. Hey, yo, 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 yo. No, 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 no. Stop. If you see this effect, run. And then dodge the lightning. As annoying as it is, I find fighting this boss unlocked to be mandatory at times, because otherwise it tries to swing at his legs, and the leg swinging at sucks. Greeting for this, because I'm not doing damage at the moment. Heal. It's a good heal. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Lock in. Winnable. but I need to do better. Dude, I'm whipping. Watch out, watch out! He's being insane! He's going sicko mode! Run. So when he does this attack, just avoid where you see the big thundercloud, and then run over to the blue. The sooner that you jump, the better. Just be careful because you can get bad luck and land on a lightning inside of this thing. I've seen it happen to multiple people. It's always very sad. So, yeah, Arch-Tempered Devil Joe is a little bit of an insane fight. Can't believe that they got away with adding him. I would use the Blade of Mercy ability, but it's kind of asking to die. Just because it's so slow. Whereas the bell is fast. Dude, this is the best item in the game. If I'm tryharding a win, the bell is always in my pocket. Let me do it. Let me dodge. Okay. What? What are you doing over there? Stop. Okay, okay, hear me out, hear me out. I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm not real. I'm full HP. 1, 2, and then 3. And hopefully this hits. 3. No, dude. That's not fair. He's gonna explode. Stop. I need to full heal because he just doesn't take damage. Dude, my dagger is whipping! If you dash then jump, it almost always works. Run! I'm dead. Replay. Yes! The replay! I'm dead. I dodged through it. Stop. I have nothing. No, he's gonna cheese me somehow. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. No, what a sad way to lose. That's... Oh, you know what? That was a good fight. I'm happy with that. Anyway. I'll be back to making, I'll be back to daily uploads at 11 a.m. Come tomorrow, I hope. Yeah, no, come tomorrow. I can record another one of these tonight. And hopefully I get ahead. I want to make a video on Black Myth Wukong at some point, and it kind of ate my time. So I've been struggling getting ahead in Nightreign Let's Play content because, I don't know, Black Myth Wukong, man, I'll talk about it when I get there, but I really have been loving it since I beat World 3. But I also have a lot I want to say about it. And yeah, I think next live commentary, gonna go back to the same old thing. I'm not gonna just keep fighting Arch-Tempered Devil Joe here. That's a Monster Hunter reference for those who don't play that game. But, Gaping Jaw and Devil Joe look very similar. Yeah, I think next time I want to talk a little bit more about the actual process of game design and, like, what it entails. Because I can tell you, trying to do it all alone is very, very miserable. Especially when you're not someone who likes art. Like, if you're not an artist, drawing a few animations for my main character took me, like, 3 weeks, man. It was such a waste of my time relative to like how quickly I could get code changes done. Next time, I think I want to do another Guardian video, because I think he's pretty neat, and I've got much better stuff for him now. And until then, I'll see you.